And we're back, guys. Welcome to the fastest minute in tennis. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use. We're covered under the Fair Dealing as well as the Digital Millennium Act. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day, and we head back to New York. New York City. If you can win here, you can win anywhere. Buzis Monero takes out Petra Martic. Team Vegan no longer in the building. That's right. The world's ranked 74th. Martic has slid down to rank 95th on the world tour, and Buzis wins 74% of her first serves, and she sends home Petra Martic. Ouch. Yannick Sinner has a new girlfriend. That's right. Anna Kailinskaya from the Federation taking on little Lauren Moneyline Davis, who has now dropped down to rank 408th in the rankings. Yes, injuries will do that to you. Kailinskaya is ranked 15, and she would win 81% of her first serves, and little Lauren Moneyline Davis is eliminated. Guys, she's not informed. Give her next season. I think she'll be back representing the USA as one of the top ranked Americans. How about Anna Bondar and Bernarda Pera? They would go 3 sets, a 3 set thriller. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. But Anna Bondar will win 80% of her first serves, 2 for 6 on breakpoint opportunities. And yes, she's going to take on Anna Kailinskaya next, where she owns that head to head. That's going to be pretty darn interesting. Bernarda Pera put up a fight. The fans here in New York really backed her, but it's unfortunate as she falls a little bit short. What about Clara Tauson, who was just blown out of the waters in that first set? A blowout. And we thought this would be a pretty short day for Clara Tauson, but she put up a fight. She looked like she was hot and bothered early on in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, but 8 aces, and she would force and Karolina Smedlova into 43 unforced errors. That's right, and she had 40 of her own. Unbelievable, guys. What about Rodionova, who jumped out to a 1 set lead, but Wong would put up a fight. Now, Wong was down 15-40, tied up at 4 in the second set. That's right, Rodionova had a chance to break and possibly serve this thing out, but what had happened was 5 aces from Wong and 6 for 9 on breakpoint opportunities, and she advances just like that. Karolina Pliskova, the world's former ranked #1, went 3 sets with Mayar Sharif, but never brings sand to the beach. The only problem is New York Island. This is hard, ladies and gentlemen. 6 aces from Pliskova, despite 42 unforced errors. Mayar Sharif put up a fight, ladies and gentlemen. And what's next for Pliskova? She's going to take on Jasmine Paolini, where she owns the head-to-head there. Sarah Sribas Turmo gets the victory, guys. The world ranked 115, won nearly 80% of her first serves. She got the job done, and she's going to take on Beatrice Haddad next, someone that she has not done well against. Beatrice owns that head-to-head 4-2. That's going to be interesting. Leylah Fernandez jumped out to an early lead against Potapova gone wild. It seemed like she had this match in the bag. The crowd was cheering loud for Leylah, but 34 unforced errors. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, 6 for 19 on breakpoint opportunities. Potapova advances. She's going to take on Lepchenko, someone she's never played before, and you have to like her chances to win that matchup. Diana Snyder from the Federation enjoying her 18th world ranking, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, taking on the 68th ranked player, Podoroska. And I say it all the time, I feel Podoroska is an amazing clay player, but she just runs out of gas on hard, and Diana will win nearly 80% of her first serve. She's going to take on Clara Tauson next. Ludmila from the Federation taking on my favorite Chinese player, who's now ranked 435. I don't know, something like that. Qiang Wang. That's right, guys. And Ludmila would win this very easily. Listen, once Wang gets back into form, she literally just came back a few months ago. If she has a full season under her belt, she'll be back inside the top 50 where she belongs. She's my favorite Chinese player. She's a defensive powerhouse. She gets balls back. But the reality is she doesn't have her stamina, and it's going to take time. Ludmila wins. She's going to take on Mary Bu, where she owns the head-to-head 2-1. That's going to be interesting. Speaking of Buskova, ladies and gentlemen, taking on Ava Liz. Buskova would win nearly 70% of her first serves and force Ava Liz into a ton of unforced errors. That's right, Buskova wins. Have a sip of water because this was a pretty easy match for her. What about Linda Noskova? How would she perform coming from Mexico? Listen, guys, depending on where you play in Mexico, look, there's elevations to no elevation, a relatively short flight from Mexico to New York. But listen, guys, when you win a championship, sometimes you might lose a little bit of focus. And right now, Potapova would have to come back. And she just brought out all the stops, all the drop shots, forcing Leylah into 34 unforced errors. And yes, Potapova gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. What about Beatrice Haddad? She had to come back down a set. Alina Evanesian, guys, that's right, guys. And listen, winning nearly 80% of her first serves. And Beatrice, I say it all the time, she's like a brick wall. She loves to keep everything in front of her. And Alina Evanesian, she can get tired. And sure enough, she got tired in this one. What about Emma Raducanu down a set, forcing a third set after winning the second set? And she really got it done by improving that first serve percentage. But listen, guys, 6 aces from big game. Sofia Kenin would get the job done. 68% of her forehand, using those flat, deep balls, that topspin from side to side and just stepping up. Emma Raducanu has literally played basically 2 tournaments the last 2 months. Did you really think she would go deep in this draw? I don't think so. She's out of here. We'll see her in China. What about Jasmine Paolini, a.k.a. Little Italy, a.k.a. Ciao Bella? She dropped the first set to BB on the beat in the tiebreak, but the crowd was cheering for Jasmine, playing on the biggest stage in New York she's ever seen. She would win this in 3 sets, forcing BB into 45 unforced errors. And how do you like this? The world's ranked number 5. Jasmine Paolini defeats the former U.S. Open champion. Listen, guys, we was there 2019. We saw BB defeat Serena Williams in Pliskova. Remember what she said? Serena will give you opportunities, but it felt like Serena would come on late in the match. But listen, I felt she gave BB too many opportunities early, and she did not have a chance. She did come on late in that second set, but a little too late. What about big game Jessie P, guys? Taking on the world's ranked 350th. Yes, big game Shelby Rogers. She's been injured. She's back. The world's ranked number 6, Pegula, would win 75% of her first serves. 16 winners, and she's going to take on Sofia Kenin next, guys. That head-to-head is 2-2. What do you think? Who's going to win that matchup? I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I kind of like Pegula's odds there, but I do think it's more of a closer matchup than people will give Kenin credit for. Some other tight matches on the day. Bolter goes 3 sets with Sasnovich, defeats her. Sarah Irani goes 3 sets with Buksova, defeats her 2-1. And Dolehide goes 3 sets with Collins. She gets to win. Collins, her last match in New York. I asked you guys, would this be her last match in New York? Yeah, sure enough it is. Shabi Hara goes 3 sets with Dasha Seville. That's right. What about Kruger? She had to come back. Zhang continues a losing streak. Ouch. Unbelievable. That was just tough to watch. It really was. How about Waz? Caroline Wozniacki takes out Hibino in straight sets. Renata upsets Caroline Garcia. Unbelievable. And Katarina Bendel eliminated. Tennis in a minute. That's the fastest minute in tennis. Stay tuned, guys. We have preview and predictions for round 2. We're going to be talking about Cory Coco Gauff, the future of tennis. Stay tuned for that video. Like the video. Show some love. We'll be right back.